International motivational speaker Paul J. Meyer was once famously quoted stating, "Whatever you vividly imagine, ardently desire, and enthusiastically act upon must inevitably come to pass." As a youth, I grew up playing drums. I played drums for church. I played drums for school. Originally, I started off playing drums in school. The local public school system taught me how to play, and I ran with it. Absolutely fell in love with it. And so I'd use that skill that I had learned and I would apply it to church, like I'd stated, as well as to youth camps. And when I would just hang out with friends, if we had a drum set there, somebody had a guitar, we would just play, we would just jam, right? At the age of 11, I started to write lyrics and poems and figuring out how to apply that, specifically how to apply lyrics to music, learning how to structure a song appropriately based on music industry standard, if you will. Eventually, I went on to attend Full Sail University after high school, where I partook in their recording arts associates and recording arts program, where I would eventually leave and come back to Oklahoma, where I would have to, after high school, I had the great honor of moving down to Winter Park, Florida, where I attended Full Sail University and their recording arts program. Unfortunately, my time was cut short and I had to move back to Oklahoma due to financial issues. However, Full Sail left me with many gifts. And three of the gifts that they had left me with were, it was the taste of knowing that there were actually people that wanted to do exactly what I wanted to do. And that was work within the entertainment industry, create opportunities for individuals when it came to specifically the music industry. And they also left me with Logic Pro 9, the software, and the MacBook, which I have been utilizing and playing with and taking more seriously each and every day for the past 10 years. It's literally been 10 years since I've been there, since I first moved out there. One of the amazing things about my father was that even though he was embarrassing at times and he was annoying at times during my youth and sometimes still is to this day, the man has given me so much guidance. And he has been very real, very direct and straightforward with me, being from Brooklyn and Queens, New York. That's how people are there. And he has definitely given me the guidance. He gave me the awareness that, hey, Tyson, you need to go into studying more of the music industry and music business law specifically. You need to know that information. That's what he would tell me. And so he gave me my first couple of books, gave me some guidance, and I can't tell you how much I began to really fall in love with music business itself, understanding how to protect myself as an artist, how to protect other artists. And of course, that's ultimately what it had led me to, was protecting and guiding not only myself as a musician and songwriter and music producer, but also it gave me a very clear awareness of what my purpose would ultimately become, and that's helping other artists, that's helping other producers, that's helping other people actualize their goals and their dreams, and helping them go from being creative to understanding how it can actually be manifested into a great stream of income for them. And so throughout my youth, I studied many different books on music business and music law, and I've literally just touched the tip of the iceberg. A few years ago, while in my mid-20s, I had the honor of starting up a multimedia company here in a town of about 50,000 people in Oklahoma. We started something revolutionary, something that nobody else had done before. And our plan was to make this multimedia company into something exceptionally great. I was put in charge of the talent management section of the company, where my daily routine had to do with making phone calls to bands that we were managing within the local area as well as regional area. And so I would speak with different band members, get an idea of what it is that they wanted from me as far as making connections for them. One of the main things that we focused on was making phone calls to various venues throughout Oklahoma and Kansas and Arkansas and New Mexico, Colorado, wherever our artists were located at the time. We wanted to go ahead and get these artists into the public eye, and we wanted to give them plenty of practice so that they could develop their skills when it came to performing, but we also wanted to give them the opportunity to make a decent living performing live gigs. And many of these artists, many of these bands had already recorded many albums. They already had projects going on. And so we basically were just coming in to help give them more opportunity, give them more opportunity to play in front of crowds, whether it be bars, clubs, restaurants, or festivals. Our multimedia company also provided DJ services, where we would DJ for weddings, for birthday parties, for pool parties, whatever it may be. But one of the most exceptional and one of the best experiences I've ever had, if I were to be honest with you, it was DJing at a local club. It was a hip hop club by the name of Quake. We came in to help during a time when they were financially in a tight spot, and there were some negative issues going on with the DJ that they had at the time, whom I think is a decent man still to this day, but unfortunately he had some insecurities and decided to not provide the best service and attack the owner's character and scared a lot of people away from the club. So we came in to try to help them and create better relations. We helped them with not only public relations but also with marketing and of course providing our DJ skills. It was a great experience. Eventually the club had to shut down, and to be honest with you, even though there have been opportunities that have come up for me to DJ again, I don't ever want to DJ again, just to be real with you. Just due to the experience that I've had here in this community, it was a very negative experience. Positive, very, very interesting, but at the same time very weird. And I'm not going to go very deep into that. Eventually I would leave this company due to my own ethical preferences and how I preferred to do business versus how my partners preferred to do business. While with this company, I was still working with Logic Pro. Now at this time it was Logic Pro X, and I was taking it more seriously. I was delving deeper into it and not just playing with it. I wanted to understand it inside and out. And so I decided to leave so I could, also pursue my own music production goals and create a music production company and team. So I could help other local artists develop themselves, but also I understand the importance of creating music for film, for television shows, for commercials, and for artists. And there's a huge market for it, and I'm very blessed to be a part of this. And in another video, I will go ahead, in another speech, I will go ahead and explain some of the success that I've had and the success that's on its way. And that is actually why I am attending LA Recording School Online, the music production program. It's due to the fact that I want to hone my skills as much as possible when it comes to music production and when it comes to music business. I want to help people understand that it's okay to make money in the music industry, and that's a huge issue where I'm currently at. Original to a lot of people is picking up a guitar and playing that and singing, and just very country or very folk, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's absolutely everything. There's everything right with it. It's beautiful, but at the same time, it's okay to write a song, a pop song. It's okay to be a metalhead, and at the same time make pop music for Katy Perry. That's exactly what Max Martin does. To conclude, as a youth, I played drums for marching band as well as for jazz band. I also played drums for church and for the various youth camps that I attended, that I had the honor of attending during my youth. As I got older, I began to focus more of my attention on the technical and the business side of the music industry, specifically the music production, engineering, and the music business and legal side of the industry. And that's why I'm here, to learn how to become more of a professional individual, utilizing the amazing tools that the staff and the administration there at Los Angeles Recording School is providing to us students, us individuals who have the drive to learn as much as possible about how we can, hone our music production skills as well as our business skills, learning how we can actually become more of service to the various clients of the world that need our skills. And LA Recording School, LA Film School is a fine institution, an exceptional institution. I'm not trying to brown nose or anything, but I think you guys are amazing, and I'm very grateful to be a part of what you have going on here, seriously. I want to encourage and challenge you to, no matter where life has taken you, no matter where you've been, to start wherever you currently are, love yourself, and begin to go in the direction that you would like to go in. No matter where that may be, whether it's music production, music business, graphic design, film, maybe it's you want to just become a better person. Maybe you want to become a better son, a better daughter, a better husband, a better wife, a better father, a better mother, whatever it may be, a better friend, better student. I want to challenge you to go after what you want to go after in life. But I also want to encourage you to be open-minded and understand that as you go along in life, as we get older, no matter if we're 18 years old or if we're like in our 60s, things are going to change, and we're going to have more matured states of mind as well as tastes. And I want to encourage you to allow yourself to go in the direction of what you desire during that time, because you have so much to provide to the world. There's so much to provide for yourself. And you know what? I think that wherever you're going in the world, you're going to do just fine. So thank you guys. I love you. Have a good night.
Creating your own record label. Thanksgiving dinner is right around the corner. Everybody's thinking about that amazing Thanksgiving feast that they're going to hopefully have and share with their family and friends. I know I've been thinking about turkey and definitely the rolls, the bread rolls that we're going to have, and all the butter that I'm going to throw on that. I'm very hungry right now, if you can't tell. But my question for you is, is turkey on your brain? I know it's on my brain, and I could definitely tell, we can all tell, that our dear friend Mr. Kramer here, he has no choice but to have turkey on his brain. Poor guy. Or maybe he's very lucky, I don't know. Or maybe you're one of those very unique individuals who is choosing to think outside of the box. And you're thinking, I wonder what it's like, what it would be like, what's necessary, and what's needed in order for me to create my very own record label. And hey, we're all in luck, because tonight I'm going to share with you some information that I think is going to help any individual who's wanting to do that follow the right path. And everybody's excited. I'm excited. Tonight I'm going to share with you 3 essential elements that are needed when creating a record label, your very own record label. These 3 elements are goals and direction, establishing your brand, and choosing your own production team. Goals and direction. Having goals and direction will give you the discipline, strength, and confidence needed to take action. It's important that we set realistic goals and take immediate action towards whatever it is that we want to go after in life. But it's also important to use the resources and research and develop the ideas that we have with solid information that's already been created by the industry that we're studying. And specifically when it comes to the music industry, there is loads of information online, and definitely at your local library, you can find various books about the music industry. One of my favorite books about the music industry is All You Need to Know About the Music Business by Mr. Donald S. Passman. Very amazing book, and it's important to stay up to date with what's currently taking place within the music industry, because information is constantly being updated, laws are being created anew, and there's always things that are taking place within the industry that are changing the way that we do things. The internet, for example, changed everything back in the 90s. Everything and how we conduct business within the music industry, as well as do music, just creating music in general. But it's important for us to utilize the media that we have, the digital literacy skills that we have, in order to develop an awareness of the music industry, if you will. It's important to get an education, study music business, music law, and connect with like-minded individuals. You can find individuals, groups of people online on social media. Maybe it'd be even more wise to go to conferences where you're going to find music industry professionals and individuals who are just thinking the same way as you, wanting to create your own record label and wanting to be creative within the music industry as well. Our essential element number 2 is establishing your brand. Branding your record label will make certain that you as an individual as well as a company stand out from the rest of the crowd. Marketing is so essential. There's so many ways that we can market today. I could not cover all of them over the next hour, to be honest with you. There's so many infinite ways that we can market. Of course, the more popular ways to market today are social media, utilizing social media. And of course, if you get onto a major record label, they're going to market various ways on billboards, and they can also license your music to a soda company or to a car company and have your song playing have the artist's song playing on a commercial, if you will. It's important to choose the name and the logo and look as well. That's very important, of course. And again, connecting with like-minded individuals. Social media is so powerful, but again, it is ideal to go to bars, clubs where there may be bands playing, and connect with these individuals. Connect with the people in your local community, the musicians in your local community, and the same goes for connecting with people in general, because you never know who that person may be sitting next to you. Goals and direction. Having goals and direction will give you the discipline, strength, and confidence needed to take action. It's important that we set realistic goals when it comes to the music industry, and it's also important that we take immediate action. We can also use the resources that are around us, that are on the internet, that are at our local library, to do research and develop our very own ideas about what we'd like to do with our record label. Again, there are plenty of resources online. It's just a click away. It's important to also possibly get an education. One can go to an institution of education such as Los Angeles Film School, LA Recording School. We could also go to a school like Berklee School of Music or Full Sail University. Those are all good schools when it comes to getting an education on and within the music industry. It's important that we understand the basic music industry vocabulary, and we also need to understand the roles that are played by various different individuals within the music industry as well. And we also need to understand music business, and it's important to also connect with like-minded individuals. Social media is one way we can go about doing that, but we can also go to conferences in order to connect with people and learn from them so that we know more about which direction we should go. We need to be asking questions of wise counsel. That's what we need to be doing, seeking wise counsel. Yeah, this gentleman down here saying, how do you know about that? Yeah, once you start studying music business and music law and everything, you start talking about this stuff, people will be like, how do you know about that stuff? You're not supposed to know about that. Another essential element is establishing your brand. Branding your record label will make certain that you stand out from the crowd. Marketing is super important. There's various ways that an individual can market. Social media is a definite place, a definite way that a lot of people market, a lot of artists market, as well as major record labels, as well as independent record labels, how they market their own company as well as artists. It's important to choose a name, logo, and look that you think is going to stand out and make you seem like a cool person. You're wanting to connect with a certain crowd, and you want to dress and look appropriate to that particular niche within the market of the music industry as a record label as well as an artist. And you can definitely tell that someone like DJ Khaled, he definitely has it down. He knows what he's doing. And you see in this GIF right here, this picture, he's saying another one. That's one of his ways, that's one of his phrases. That's one of the phrases that he uses that a lot of people, once they hear it, they know that that's DJ Khaled. And of course, there's various other ways that an individual can market. Social media, again, connecting with like-minded individuals on social media. It's exactly what all these artists are doing. They're connecting with their fans. The third essential element is choosing your production team. Building your music production team is similar to how a professional sports owner approaches potential athletes. It's important that you choose the type of music that you're going to be producing so that you can relay that information to potential members, to bands in the local area. You want to talk with them and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. What do you think? Bounce ideas off of other people. You should never be afraid to ask other people about their opinion about what you're wanting to do. And if they don't like that, that's their problem. But one of the best things you can do is go go watch bands play. Go and find local bands, local musicians, watch them, connect with them, and say, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. And maybe they'll want to work with you and create that production team with you. Of course they want to. It's also important to be responsible in protecting yourself and your team by, again, learning that music business and the legal side of the music industry as well. The music production process, it's important to understand the music production process all the way from start to finish, arrangement to mastering the song, all the way to the marketing into the song, all the way to the accounting side of the song. It's very important to be aware of these things. If not in the most detailed manner, at least be aware that they do exist, and that it may be important for you to be even more aware than just knowing that it exists. So in conclusion, we went over 3 essential elements that we believe that could help us understand how we can develop our skills in becoming an individual who can actually create our own record label. In closing, we covered 3 essential elements that would help us gain a better awareness of what we needed to do in order to create our own record label. Those 3 essential elements are goals and direction, establishing your brand, and choosing your production team. Mr. Berry Gordy Jr., who is a music mogul as well as legend and founder of Motown Records, he once famously said, "There aren't enough people who care about the future. They are too busy worrying about today and what they can grab now." Although Mr. Berry Gordy Jr. was a producer and songwriter who has many hits to his name, he did so much more than that. He was a man that had a desire to create opportunity for artists. He wanted to help artists come off of the streets and actually make a living utilizing their art, the gifts that God has given them. Instead of putting himself out in the limelight, instead of seeking the attention of record labels, instead of seeking the attention of adoring fans, he chose to stay behind the scenes and create opportunity for others. And in that process, he decided to create his own record label. This man is a selfless individual. He's definitely the pinnacle of what it is that we should be observing as individuals who are wanting to create our own record labels. He did go down a path that was very challenging, yet I can imagine it was very satisfying as well. So this is what I'm going to go ahead and conclude with. Thank you very much for your time. I hope that I was able to present this in somewhat of a reasonable manner. Thank you for your time. Have a good evening.
Can you imagine growing up in a world with no music? That means no doo-wop, no Motown, no Led Zeppelin, no Jimi Hendrix, no Aretha Franklin, no Celine Dion, no Marvin Gaye, no Jack Swing, no 80s pop music. That means no Hall & Oates. No, of course we can't think about it. No way. Most everyone has a favorite song, or maybe there are several songs that we prefer, and we have them on many different playlists that we've created over the years or whatever. Well, as a form of communication that the Creator has given us to utilize, music, sound, I think that we ought to take more advantage of the opportunity and benefits that come from providing and receiving a music education. My hope is to help you understand the many reasons why music education is essential and open up the conversation as to why all students should possibly be required, but definitely have the opportunity to learn an instrument and a music education in school. Benefits of music education. There are, as you'll find, many benefits to receiving an education in music. One of the many benefits that have been found within students are that of an increased IQ. A study by Eglin Schellenberg at the University of Toronto at Mississauga, as published in a 2004 issue of Psychological Science, found a small increase in the IQs of 6-year-olds who were given weekly voice and piano lessons. That's impressive. That article is a pbs.org article. I have the link below in the outline, within the reference page of the speech outline. We are now going to discuss why we encourage music education. Music education will also provide discipline. within a child, within an individual, whomever it may be that's learning this skill. But definitely when it comes to school, we're speaking about our children. Music education will provide discipline. It's the fact that the child is learning a skill, which can develop a lot of confidence within themselves. It can provide job opportunities in the future. It also provides camaraderie, loyalty, a feeling of being a part of a community as a musician. It also develops management skills within the individual, healthy self-esteem, as well as a high tolerance level. So a child is able to become more flexible during especially those crucial developmental years of the child. To conclude, we covered the benefits of receiving an education in music and how it can increase a student's IQ, language capabilities, spatial temporal skills, as well as improve their test scores. We also covered how a music education can also provide discipline, management skills, strength, loyalty, patience, and an overall healthy self-esteem and quality of life. With all of this being stated, I have good reason to believe that there is an essential need for students to have the opportunity to receive an education in music. It is important that we consider the benefits that music education in schools can provide the students, educators, and community at large. So my question to everybody is simply this: where do we go from here? Thank you. Have a good night. Hey Chloe Beth, my name is Tyson Scott. I'm a music producer located here in the Enid, Oklahoma area, and I'm currently actually going to school at LA Recording School to improve those very skills. And I actually wanted to go ahead and reach out to you because I know that you have this album. You had your debut album that came out earlier this year in February, I believe. And I have to say it was an incredible album. I really appreciated the maturity of your lyrics and your vocals and just overall your delivery as a musician and the overall skill that was put into the production of that project. I'm actually currently developing a team of individuals, a music production crew, if you will, a group of musicians who are interested in applying their skills into writing and producing various genres of music, ranging from country, pop, hip-hop, R&B, rock, whatever it may be. And specifically, I'd like to focus on pop music of all the different genres. I recently have been granted access and open communication with a very successful music producer out in the UK. And the company that I work with, my A&R company out in Calabasas, California, their name is Taxi. They actually were gracious enough to connect me with him. And right now, he's got a lot of projects going on. He and his company have a lot of awesome things going on. They're connected with the biggest companies in the entire music industry, ranging from in the entire entertainment industry, ranging from BMG, Warner, Sony, but also movie production companies such as Paramount, and all of them, and of course television show networks like Lifestyle TV and whatnot, and BBC. And so I want to just go ahead and reach out to you and find out if you might be interested in working with us. They are needing a lot of music, and I don't necessarily have the skills that are necessary for providing exactly what they need. And so what I figured I would do is just create a team of people, like create an opportunity for us to get together. We're out here in the middle of nowhere. I think the best thing to do is to get together and learn how to develop ourselves as musicians, recording artists, but also learn how to apply ourselves to protecting ourselves as musicians and protecting the group by learning more about the legal and business side of the music industry, and we can do that together. That's what this is all about, is just creating a group of individuals who are passionate about writing, passionate about music production and playing their instrument, but actually creating an opportunity for you as a musician to get paid as well, a songwriter to make a monetary income from it. And who knows? I mean, as an artist, you're incredible, so you have the ability to connect with some big names, and they could get you out there. They could help boost your career. So this is an opportunity as a songwriter and as an artist, and it's something I would definitely encourage anyone in this area to be a part of. But I'm coming to you asking if you'd be open, if you'd be interested in being a part of this. I think that it would be very awesome to have you on the team, and anyone else that you know of that would be interested in doing this. This is not meant to be just a super formal group or anything like that. We're meant to have fun, but at the same time, we're going to be professional, and we're going to help each other grow individually and professionally and as a group as a whole. And this is meant to create an opportunity for the entire community. So yeah, if you don't mind giving me a shout out sometime, shoot me an email, a text message, whatever it is that you like to do. If you want to go ahead and give me a call sometime, that'd be perfectly fine. I'd greatly appreciate it. Yeah, just let me know what's up. Let me know what you're thinking, and we can meet up sometime. We can we can meet up at Da Vinci's coffee shop and or to Cafe 580 or wherever. We can go grab something to eat, whatever, and invite somebody along, and we can just go ahead and sit down and discuss what it is that we're trying to do and go from there. So no biggie. Take your time to think about it, discuss it with your friends, family, whatever, whoever, and go ahead. If you have any questions, contact me back. Let me know what it is you like to do, and we'll go from there. If you don't get a hold of me in the next couple days, that's fine. I'll go ahead and I'll contact you back and leave a message, and or if I get through to you, then I'll go ahead. We'll go from there. No big deal. So I'm going to go ahead and send you a link to some of my music so you can get an idea of what it is I'm currently doing, and you can get an idea of where I may be limited at and where you can apply your skills in. And so that's the whole point, is to be able to collaborate and help each other grow as musicians. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. We'll go from there. Not a big deal. All right, thank you, Chloe Beth. You have a good night. Bye.
Hey, Scott, man, this is nice music. It really is. It's really well done. I like how you went back and forth between the minor mode and the parallel major mode. Very cool stuff, and I love that your genre was so different and so identifiably different. I did get an error message, and you'll see that screenshot when you opened it up. Whatever this track here is, it got recorded as an audio track, and when you saved your file, you have to remember to check this box, not that one, but all these audio files. If you're going to send me something with an audio file, it's got to have this box checked. Otherwise, I won't get it. The rest of these, are unnecessary to include. Okay? All right. So, basically, I love everything about it. I was looking at the mixer window, and I see these bus sends, but they don't go anywhere, which was weird. Oh yeah, they do. They go right here. And these particular aux tracks come with these MIDI inputs. So I was kind of hoping to see an aux track that you had created, but I was happy to see the limiter properly used on the stereo output. I thought that was very, very good. And I was hoping to see, maybe an additional effect or some MIDI automation. I didn't see any MIDI automation. But you did use a lot of tools, and I was very pleased about that. Use some muting in the right places, and musically I was very impressed with the whole thing. It's just great stuff. I was going to tell you this one thing, and that occurs with this little bass part right here. Let me turn the drum off. Now, in MIDI, on a MIDI loop, you can go in and change individual notes. In this case, this note is something you may have wanted changed. It might have been better to go to a G rather than an F sharp. This F sharp is a passing tone and would have been used if we were going to the 5 chord, and you'll learn about that next term in music theory, so don't freak out. If you're going to a G chord, a G dominant chord here, then this would have been the note to use. But if you're going back to a C, it's much stronger to play a G. Listen how that sounds. As opposed to this. And especially here you'd want to change it because you're going to a straight major. So basically, the only thing I want you to get out of that is that when you pull out a MIDI loop out of the loop bin, if it may say that it's in C, but you can't count on that to be in C major, because it could be in C minor, it could be a C blues thing, it could be a C pentatonic thing. Apple doesn't make that distinction when you go into the loop bin. It just says key of D. Probably D here means key of D as in this is a that's now that goes to a D sus. Right here to the sus. So you can't really count on those loops to be totally accurate. But the nice thing about these MIDI loops is that if you hear a note that's wrong or that's questionable, you can always go in and change it. Other than that, I think you did a great job on this. So I really feel great about you moving on and going into the music theory class. Hopefully I'll have you again as a student. You sure were a great student too. So, you know, have fun, take care of yourself, and remember that Professor Salerno goes really fast in this music theory thing. So don't let yourself get behind, okay? All right, my friend. Later.